Have you ever truly felt it, not just as a fleeting thought, but as a physical sensation, a cold weight in the pit of your stomach? That quiet, insidious creeping dread that whispers you're falling behind. It's the feeling that settles in during the silent moments, when the television is off, the phone is down, and you're left alone with the stark reality of your own existence. It tells you that while you are undeniably comfortable, you are also fundamentally, dangerously coasting. This comfort is a gilded cage, warm and secure, but a cage nonetheless. The bars are forged from routine, from predictability, from the sweet anesthetic poison of the familiar. This feeling isn't an abstract anxiety, it's a specific kind of internal alarm. It's the jarring dissonance you experience when you see others, friends, rivals, strangers on a screen, achieving, building, creating, and living with a ferocious fire in their eyes. You see the light of their purpose, and in its reflection, you are forced to confront your own. You wonder, with a pang of something far deeper than envy, if your own flame is not just flickering, but is in danger of being extinguished entirely, starved of the oxygen of challenge and the fuel of ambition. This isn't about jealousy, which is the petty desire to have what someone else has. This is about a profound instinctual fear that your one singular precious life, this unrepeatable miracle of consciousness, is slipping through your fingers like fine, dry sand. With every passing moment of inaction, you can almost feel the grains disappearing, lost to the irreversible past. You know, in the deepest part of your soul, that you have more in you. There is a vast, untapped reservoir of potential, a wellspring of strength, creativity, and resilience you haven't even begun to draw from. You can feel its pressure, a dormant power waiting for a command that never comes. But every single day, you are presented with a choice, often in 1,000 small, almost unnoticeable ways. In each of these moments, you choose comfort over challenge. You choose the known path over the uncertain trail. You choose consumption over creation. And with every one of those seemingly harmless choices, you are making an unspoken, binding deal with mediocrity. You're signing a contract in invisible ink, trading the breathtaking panoramic vista of the life you could be living for the drab, familiar wallpaper of the one you're just getting by with. The clock is not just ticking, it is thundering. It is the relentless drumbeat of a finite existence, and it does not slow for your indecision. The question is no longer if. You will regret the chances you didn't take, the mountains you didn't climb, the battles you didn't fight. The only question left is how deeply, how viscerally you will feel that regret when the silence of your final years is deafened by the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. The time to act is not on the horizon. It passed you by 5 minutes ago. The next best time is now. But also the war against tomorrow. Every single morning, without exception, you wake up on a battlefield. The world is still dark, the house is silent, but a war for your destiny is already underway. The first shot is not fired by an enemy. It is fired at your own alarm clock. In that single, groggy, liminal moment between sleep and wakefulness, you stand at a crossroads where two distinct destinies diverge. One destiny is hidden behind the profoundly deceptive comfort of the snooze button. It is a siren's call promising just a few more minutes in the warmth of the blankets, a brief return to the phantom world of dreams. And what a tempting world it is. In that world, you are already the person you want to be. The business is a success. The body is sculpted, the novel is written, the respect is earned. It is a world of effortless victory, a perfect simulation of success without the sweat, the sacrifice, or the struggle. You can hit that button, surrender your agency, and drift back into that beautiful lie. Or you can make a different choice, a harder choice. You can see that snooze button for what it truly is, a small plastic symbol of retreat. It is your first opportunity of the day to surrender, to postpone your life, to cast a vote for inertia. To win the war, you must recognize this first skirmish as the most critical. You must kick that clock to the curb, metaphorically or literally. You must plant your feet firmly on the cold, hard floor and begin the conscious, deliberate, and often uncomfortable pursuit of those very dreams you were just having. The difference is that you will pursue them in the real world, where they actually count. The most dangerous and pervasive lie we tell ourselves is that we will do it. tomorrow. Tomorrow is a phantom, a mirage in the desert of our procrastination that promises relief but delivers only more emptiness. It is a convenient catch-all excuse that absolves us of today's responsibility. Tomorrow is the graveyard where the best ideas and the most powerful intentions are buried. Don't voluntarily postpone your own greatness. Don't schedule your success for a day that never arrives. The tasks you know you should be doing, the workout you planned, the chapter you need to write, the cold call you're dreading are not items on a to-do list. They are your immediate targets. They are the enemy encampments on today's battlefield. Attack them, overwhelm them, conquer them, destroy the option of leaving them for later, and then move on. Victory is not built on grand, sweeping future plans. It is forged in the fire of the present moment, accumulated through the small, decisive, brutal battles won today. Win the morning, and you put yourself on the path to winning the day. Win the day, and you will eventually win your life. Harmony, the price of the prize. Let's be brutally, uncomfortably honest. Greatness is not free. It is not a gift, it is not an entitlement, and it is never, ever on sale. It is the most expensive commodity in the world, and it carries a steep, non-negotiable price tag. You must be willing to walk up to the counter, look the cashier in the eye, and pay every single cent without hesitation. This currency isn't the paper in your wallet. It's paid in the finite, irreplaceable units of your life. It will cost you time. Not just spare time, but the most valuable hours of your day. It will demand you wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, while the rest of the world sleeps, to claim the sacred silent hours as your own laboratory for success. It means your weekends are no longer just for leisure. They are for forward progress. It's paid in the hours of your life you will never, ever get back. It will cost you energy. It will demand you push your physical and mental limits to a point of exhaustion so thorough, so complete, that you collapse into bed at the end of the day knowing with absolute certainty that you gave everything you had. There was no reserve tank left. You left it all on the field. It is a bone-deep weariness that is paradoxically more satisfying than a week of rest. It will cost you comfort, and it will cost you relationships. Most importantly, it will cost you sacrifice. It will force you to say no. No to the parties, no to the mindless scrolling, no to the late-night television series, no to the casual outings and the easy paths that your friends and family are taking. This is the hardest price. People will not understand. They will call you obsessed, antisocial, crazy. You will feel the pang of isolation as you choose the lonely path of discipline over the crowded road of distraction. Greatness demands that you go the extra mile, and then, when you think you are spent, it demands another and another after that. It requires you to consistently, relentlessly, and cheerfully do the things that other people are simply not willing to do. This is the great filter. This is why so few people ever truly achieve it. They look at the cost, they weigh the sacrifices, and they flinch. They decide they're not willing to pay. But if you want it, if you truly, desperately want it, you must adopt the attitude of a winner. This means an unwavering, fanatical commitment to do whatever it takes. You must understand that every single decision you make, from how you spend your first hour of the day, to what you put into your body, to whether you hit snooze on a cold Tuesday morning, is a transaction. It either moves you closer to your goal, or it pushes you further away. There is no neutral ground. Every choice is a payment. Pay the price. The prize is worth it. Daosung, the king's mentality. Think about the lion. In the vast, sprawling kingdom of the jungle, the lion is not the biggest animal. That title belongs to the elephant, a creature of immense size and power. He is not the fastest. The cheetah leaves him in the dust in a flat-out sprint. He is certainly not the tallest, like the giraffe, nor the smartest by many metrics. So how then does the lion become the undisputed, universally acknowledged king of the jungle? How does this animal, which is outmatched in so many physical categories, command such fear and respect? It all comes down to one single powerful and defining thing: his mentality, his attitude. That is the only difference between a lion and an elephant. When a lion, a 400-pound predator, sees a 10-ton elephant, he doesn't see an insurmountable obstacle. he thinks one thing: lunch. His mind immediately frames the encounter in terms of opportunity and dominance. When an elephant sees a lion, its massive brain, despite its physical superiority, thinks one thing: danger, run. The lion may be outnumbered by a cackling pack of hyenas, but he carries himself with the unshakable, core-deep belief that he is the king, and his attitude fundamentally shapes his reality. He does not ask for permission to be dominant. He does not seek consensus. He simply is. This is the mindset you must ruthlessly cultivate within yourself. You have to stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities. You have to get a visceral kick out of the climb. You must learn to enjoy the strain of the weights in the gym because it is the signal of tearing down the old to build the new. You must relish the immense challenge of going up against the #1 team or the top competitor, because that is the only arena where you can prove you belong. You must find a deep, perverse joy in fatigue, in the monotony of the grind, in the daily drudgery, because you understand a fundamental truth. On the other side of everything you hate to do lies greatness. The reason so many people fail is not because the challenge is too great, but because they give themselves an option out. They have a plan B, an excuse waiting in the wings, a fallback position. To become a beast, to unlock that lion mentality, you must remove the option of retreat. You must burn the boats. When it's wartime, when it's game time, when it's time to perform, you don't back up, you don't hesitate, you don't look for an escape hatch. You get up, you step forward, and you make it happen. Your reality is shaped not by your circumstances, but by the attitude with which you confront them. See the elephant, think lunch. To you, the man in the mirror. For far too long, you may have been losing nights of sleep, tossing and turning, complaining about your circumstances, and hosting a grand pity party for an audience of one. It's time to shut it down. The decorations need to come down. The sad music needs to be turned off, and the guests need to be kicked out. It is time to stop being a person who is full of well-rehearsed excuses, a person who sits around wondering, why not me, and lamenting why you aren't winning. The truth, the raw, liberating, and terrifying truth, is that you are the reason. You are the common denominator in all of your life's disappointments. You are the reason you're not in the shape you want to be in. You are the reason you feel stuck in a job or a life that drains your soul. You are the reason your world feels surrounded and permeated by negativity. It is all a choice, every bit of it. You have literally, through repetitive thought and reinforcing behavior, thought your way into depression, anxiety, and misery. You have carved the neural pathways of victimhood so deep that they have become your default setting. And because of that, because you are the architect of that prison, you and you alone hold the power to think your way out. Change your mind, truly, fundamentally change your core beliefs and internal monologue, and it will inevitably change your life. Stop complaining about being out of shape when you refuse to set foot in a gym or go for a run. Stop looking at your stomach with disgust when you consistently choose to eat processed junk without a second thought. Stop bemoaning your lack of progress on a project you haven't touched in 3 weeks. The disconnect between your desires and your actions is the source of your misery. You have to break the cycle. Tomorrow morning, wake up, go to the bathroom, look the man or woman in the mirror directly in the eye and stop making excuses. That person staring back at you with your eyes and your face is not a victim of circumstance. They are not a product of their past. They are the architect of their own life. It's time to take radical ownership. Stop playing the blame game, blaming your parents, your boss, the economy, your genetics. The moment you place blame on an external force, you surrender your power to change. Taking ownership is the first step to reclaiming that power. The person in the mirror is the only one who can do the work and the only one who is stopping you. Fire the victim, hire the warrior. The relentless rhythm of the grind. Talent is a gift. It's a head start. It's a genetic lottery ticket. But it is not and never will be a guarantee of success. The world is absolutely full of breathtakingly talented people who are sitting on the sidelines, being lapped by those who are simply more disciplined, more dedicated, and more consistent. Your problem might not be a lack of talent or a lack of good ideas. Your problem is that you start and then you stop. You work hard in explosive, short-lived bursts, fueled by a temporary wave of motivation. You're a lion when you feel good, when you're inspired, when the sun is shining. But you quit the moment that feeling fades, the moment adversity strikes, the moment it gets boring. This is where the grind separates the champions from the contenders. The grind is not glamorous, it's not exciting, it is a machine, and it must be maintained and operated every single day without fail. It is the monotonous, repetitive, and often unsexy work that forms the foundation of all great achievements. If you're a great marksman but you don't touch a gun for a year, you will get rusty. If you are a brilliant writer but you don't write for a month, the words will not flow. The only way to stay sharp, to improve, to evolve, is to constantly challenge the machine. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. This must become your new normal. The burn in your muscles, the mental fatigue of deep focus, the anxiety of pushing past your perceived limits. These are not signs to stop. They are signs that you are in the growth zone. You have to show up every single day, especially on the days you don't want to. Those are the days that count the most. Don't wait for a feeling to move you. Learn to move yourself. You have to be your own drill sergeant, holding yourself to the highest possible standard with absolutely no room for slack. The world will not hold you to this standard. Your friends will not. You must be the one. You must be the one to push your own buttons, to manufacture your own motivation, to ignite your own fire when you feel down, tired, and defeated. Make movement, even if it's minuscule, even if it feels insignificant. Take one step forward. Write one sentence. Do one push-up. Send one email. That daily, relentless, non-negotiable action is what builds unstoppable momentum. It carves the path to your destiny through the hard rock of resistance. The grind is the rhythm of greatness. Learn its beat and never, ever miss a step. What's here? The first step is now. So you want to improve your life. You want to start a new business. Write that book, get on a workout plan that finally sticks, learn that new skill, or build something meaningful from scratch. The ambition burns within you. Where do you begin? The answer is as simple as it is daunting. You start right here. And when, precisely, do you start? You start right now, not after you finish this article, not tomorrow morning, not next Monday. Now, the brilliant idea in your head will not execute itself. The detailed business plan on your hard drive will not incorporate itself. The weights in the gym will not lift themselves. You have to be the one to animate the plan, to breathe life into the idea, to be the force that moves the unmovable. Stop overthinking. Stop the endless circular process of researching every possible outcome. Stop debating the pros and cons until you are utterly paralyzed by analysis. This research is not preparation. It is a sophisticated, socially acceptable form of procrastination. It gives you the feeling of progress without the risk of failure. Take the first concrete physical step and make it happen. Register the domain name, write the first paragraph, put on your running shoes, and walk out the door. Commit to it, act on it, succeed at that one small task, and then immediately repeat the process with the next logical step. When you finally decide to stop being a passive bystander in your own life and start taking decisive, courageous action, something almost magical begins to happen. A powerful feedback loop is initiated. Action creates a small result. That result, no matter how tiny, builds a sliver of genuine self-respect. That self-respect builds confidence. That confidence empowers you to take bolder action, which creates bigger results. You begin to carry yourself differently. You walk with purpose. You speak with conviction. You begin to believe on a cellular level that you can truly take on the world and bend it to your will. But it all hinges on that initial, honest, terrifying first step. Make a vow to yourself, a sacred and unbreakable contract, that come hell or high water, through fatigue and fear, through criticism and chaos, you're willing to pay the price. No more excuses. No more waiting for the perfect moment, because it will never arrive. No more negotiating with your own potential. The clock is thundering in your ears. Your one life, your singular legacy, is an empty page waiting for you to put your signature on it. It's showtime. Act accordingly.